Okay, this is question 22 on the higher calculator paper. This question says solve, and they've given you a quadratic equation there to solve, right? And the question also says give your solutions correct to 3 significant figures. Now, just reading through that gives me the impression that the answer that I get is going to be in a decimal form. It's going to be in some decimal form. So straight away I'm thinking that I need to look to the formula sheet at the front of the paper and identify the quadratic equation. Right, and this is something that I'm going to need in this question. And in this question, the quadratic equation is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all of that divided by 2a. So this is the type of question that those of you aiming for the A on A star definitely need to be able to do. So I'm going to write it on this side here. X is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and all of that divided by 2a. Okay, so I've got all of that so far. Now what do I need to do? Well, I am going to go and identify what a, b, and c are. A is the thing in front of x squared, which in this case is 3. B is the thing in front of x, which in this case is minus 4, and c is the number on its own, which is minus 2. And I'm going to substitute these into the equation. X is equal to minus b, so minus b is minus 4, I'm going to put that in brackets, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 4, all squared, minus 4ac, and all of that divided by 2a, which is 3. Now I'm going to go through this and check it again. I always do the substitution to begin with, and I haven't worked anything out. It's minus b, so minus 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 4, all squared, minus 4a, which is 3, and c, which is minus 2, and all of that divided by 2a, which is 3. Okay, so I'm actually going to draw my line. I could work out the bottom bit easily. So at the bottom, it's going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. Starting from this side, minus minus 4, a minus and a minus make a plus. Plus or minus the square root of minus 4 squared, so minus 4 times minus 4 is positive 16. Minus, now, if I work this out on the calculator, just so that you could see what needs to be done, I'm going to do 4 times 3 times minus 2. 4 times 3 times minus 2, and the result I get is minus 24. So minus 24, a minus and a minus make a plus, so that becomes plus 24. Now make sure you're okay with that last bit. I'm going to do this slightly differently as well, again, to actually show this. If I imagine that as being minus 4 times 3 times minus 2, so minus 4 times 3 times minus 2, if I put that in, that's positive 24. So just as I did before, that's positive 24. I hope that I haven't confused anyone with that. Make sure you do think about it. Seek me out if you're still confused. Right? Or if you are. 16 add 24 is 40, plus or minus 4, all of that divided by 6. Now, what I need to do is to work out what x is, and there are two possible values of x. X could be 4 plus the square root of 40 over 6. So 4 plus the square root of 40 divided by 6, or 4 minus the square root of 40 over 6. and I'm going to use my calculator to work that out. 4 plus square root 40 equals, and divide that by 6 equals 1.72. Now the question asks for the answers to 3 significant figures. I'll just write it out now and then we'll work it out. 1.72075. Okay, that's about enough. I'll put a 9 in there as well then. Okay, so I've got them all there. And then let's try the next one, this one underneath. 4 minus square root 40 equals, and divide that by 6 equals, and my result for that is minus 0.38742588. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, and the reason why I'm not writing out all the numbers is because in the question it asks for the answers to 3 significant figures. So if I look at this one, significant figures count from the front. 1, 2, 3, and then chop the number off there. The next number along is 0. So that's not going to make a difference. I'm going to have an answer of x is equal to 1.72 to 3 significant figures. In the other answer, I've got minus 0.387387. When you're doing significant figures, you do not count zeros if they're at the front. So I'm going to start counting from the 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to draw my line after the 7. The next number after that is a 4, so again I don't need to do any rounding up. So my answer is x is equal to minus 0.387. So there are my 2 answers, and that is a pretty straightforward way of collecting 3 marks for question 22.